Oh man. Drink of coffee here. Get my voice right. Me. Me. Alright, I'm gonna quit playing. Oh, goodness. Alright, guys, so we got a good video for you today. This weekend I did a really dope illustration. Like, really dope. It came out really great. And what I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to do a breakdown of just some of the things that I was thinking of when I was making this illustration, and just some of the things I think are unique about it, and talk about it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break down my illustration that I did this weekend. All right, let's get into it. Let's go. What's up, fam? It's your boy DKG72, and in today's video I'm breaking down my illustration process and just what was I thinking when I was making the illustrations that I was making. So the inspiration for this is, you guys know that I'm a big sports fan, and I love the Stephen A. Smiths and the Shannon Sharps and Skip Baylesses of the world. And I always love to just kind of do the armchair analysis and everything like that. So that got me thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I did that every now and then with some of the projects that I'm putting out? That way, you know, people could kind of get inside my head, my brain, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but you know, we're gonna see. And more importantly, they can just kind of see how I concoct and create the illustrations that I come up with, and hopefully you'll learn something from it. Hopefully. That's the biggest thing that I want. So without further ado, let's get into the breakdown of my latest illustration, which is called Self-Maintenance. You guys are gonna love that one. It's for the Sci-Fi Sisters NFT collection, and it's dropping next Friday, but that's beside the point. Let's get into breaking it down and seeing everything that comes with it. All right, let's go. So why did I create the background first? Well, when I was first conceiving of this piece of artwork, this illustration, I knew I wanted to make it super immersive. I knew it was going to be on a vertical format, so I knew that it was kind of limiting in some of the things that I could do as far as perspective and things of that nature. Whereas if it was horizontal, I had different perspective choices to point, you know, that type of deal. And I knew kind of what I wanted it to do as far as the illustration was. I wanted it to highlight the lady who has a cybernetic arm getting it worked on by a robot. And I wanted to make the environment really feel like they were in that environment. So the thought process is set up the perspective grid first, and then just build out the environment on a separate layer so that it's really, you know, I can put little doodads in there and all that type of stuff. And I think it really came out cool. The best decision I made when I was working on this was to go ahead and bring in the photo reference of the very clean garage so then I could just mess it up. But it gave me some reference points for some things that I could do, and obviously I kind of traced over those, but then I would add in things like the robot arms and the hanging wires, which were from a whole different other set of pictures and things of that nature. So again, just making sure that the environment was immersive enough for the illustration and really giving it its space to breathe, and also kind of challenging myself to kind of come up with the little extra nooks and crannies and all of that all of the extra detail that comes with making a drawing of illustration like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking, and that's the reason why I drew the illustration, or the background. I did the background first. So why put the girl and the background on two separate layers? Well, the reason why I do that is because I like to sometimes move my characters around. So having them on separate layers allows me to do that. Now, that sometimes can work against you, because if you're an indecisive person, then that might not be the best idea. But normally it just gives me a chance to take different looks at where I want the characters to place. I normally have a general idea of where I want them at, where I want them placed, but I get to move things around. And also it just allows me a lot of flexibility when I want to do other things. And I think that's what plays into the next question, which is, what are the advantages of keeping the background and the foreground separated? Well, one of the advantages is that I don't have to do, okay, here's the thing. I don't like to do masking and all that type of stuff. So I just like to have my foreground and my background separated. So if I need to drop some words in there or anything like that, I can do that. Moreover, when I'm working on certain projects and I just need to work with the character and not the background, I can just drop the background out. It's gone. Boop. Just hit the little eye. It's gone. And now the character's separated, and then I can just do what I need to do with the character. Maybe I need to put the character on a different background. Maybe I need to put the character, use just the character for a keychain or sticker or something like that. And I don't want that super detailed background back there. Well, I can just drop it out. And then if I need to drop it back in, I can at any time. When you look at the thumbnail for this video, you're gonna see that, because I actually made the background like just colored over line art, just threw an overlay on the line art. And then the main character in the foreground, I changed her line art too, but I also changed the layer under so that it had so the fill was white, so that she would stand out against the background. And I did that on purpose, just to kind of illustrate the flexibility I get by having the background and the foreground separated. So that's why I do it. So Sci-Fi Sisters, I want to represent black women of all different shapes, sizes, colors, all everything. And what I mean by when I say colors, I mean from the lightest of the lightest to the darkest of the darkest skin tones. So I just want to represent every kind of black woman there is. Tall, skinny, fat, big, whatever. And in this particular instance, the vision that I had for the character, I saw her as my friends like to say, a fluffy girl. So I wanted to represent her fluffiness in all its fluffy grandeur. That really was my thinking with this particular project. And to that end, I went out and I found plenty of visual references of plenty of beautiful fluffy women. And when I say beautiful, I mean flat out beautiful, gorgeous. And I just made the changes that I needed to make, like, adding in the jeans and all of that type of stuff. So it really worked out. And again, I want to represent all black women. I want to represent all different shapes, all different skin tones, all different kinds of black women. So you may see you're going to see characters that may have alopecia. You may see characters, freckles, the whole 9 yards. So that's going to be a staple of the Sci-Fi Sisters illustration series moving forward. So just be on the lookout for it. And this is a good example of what I'm talking about. Yeah, so now my coloring technique has kind of changed a little bit not really just in the last week. It's changed because I'm going to this very super jagged style of adding in texture, it makes it look like it has a texture with the pencil tool. So if I color in Illustrator, and what I do is each color is on a separate layer so that I can kind of manipulate it and control it however I want to. That's just how I work. But in that, I've kind of discovered just drawing with this little scribble line, which creates kind of this nice texture kind of, and it's really kind of dope, especially for a project like this where you got the light from the robot's blowtorch hand flashing up and all that type of stuff. So it really works in this particular illustration. It's worked on the other illustrations too. More importantly, it just adds some sort of texture that I'm really liking. And at the end of the day, as an illustrator, you have to go with things that you like, and you also have to experiment. So I experimented, I found something out, and I found I liked it, and now I'm going to keep doing it until I figure something else out new. And hopefully it'll continue to just help my art grow and get better and better and better. So that's kind of what's up with the new technique. I don't really have a one-to-one explanation for it or step-by-step. It's just basically when you get to a point, just scribble. And you just get this very interesting textured feel for the colors and how they blend together, and it looks cool. So that's the new technique, and that's how I came up with it on the Humbug, experimenting. Yeah, why do I assemble in Photoshop? Because I've done all this work and it's on separate layers and Illustrator, and it's so immersive and everything like that. Yeah, but you can always add a little bit more flair. So this goes back to why I make sure that the foreground and the background are separated so I can move them around and everything like that. Because now I can take the foreground and the background, put them onto the final canvas separately, and then I could do things like add a Gaussian blur to the background to kind of, you know, just add a little bit of blur to it, a little bit of bokeh. You know, we like to have that smooth bokeh when we're taking pictures and everything like that. So I can add that effect. And then I have my character in the foreground, super duper sharp. It also allows me to add in additional special effects elements like sparks from the torch, heads up displays floating around and all that type of stuff, and I can just Photoshop those in, and it looks pretty dope, and other little flashes and lens flares and stuff like that. And if you look at the series, I've been doing that a lot, especially when I redid Trapped on a Lost Planet. There's a lens flare on that one that sets the whole work of art off and makes the illustration dope. So that's the reason why I assemble in Photoshop, so I can just add on those final just those elements that just takes it to the next level. And that's the reason why I do that, and because of that, this is how it comes out. Check it out. So what's the biggest takeaway from this particular illustration project? Well, one, right now I'm operating at a high level. I really am. This one came out really dope. The whole process is the biggest takeaway, but the biggest takeaway is that the whole process is coming together in a way that I now understand it even more so than I did even when I first began it. And it allows me to be flexible, it allows me to be free, it allows me to be myself. And I can just come up with these projects and put them together and work them out and work out all the kinks, and they come out looking dope. And that's the biggest takeaway, is that at the end of the day, this process really works for me, and it just helps me make my art as dope as possible. And I think that's the most important thing. Now, will this process work for you? Don't know. It's a little convoluted. It can be. And it's coming out of my weird brain, so who knows? But it might, and if it does, just let me know. Or if elements of it work for you, let me know in the comments. I'd really love to hear about your process as an illustrator, how you handle foregrounds and backgrounds, how you come up with your ideas and all that type of stuff. There's some things I didn't talk about. We'll talk about on the next breakdown that I think will illuminate your minds even more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this series, because I really like it. So I'm gonna probably do some more of these illustration breakdowns in the future, and we're definitely going to be talking about different things that come up with the process. So be on the lookout for that. And again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Now you know the word, you know the phrase, you know the terms. The like button is the lifeblood of this particular channel. The more you guys like, the more the YouTube algorithm says they like him. Let's show his stuff to more people that might like him too. So that's how you guys can help grow the channel, build this up for free. Also, now if you guys are new here, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I really need you to do that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, everybody share this all over the internet, and hit that bell icon. The bell icon lets you know when I post up these new videos so that you never miss one. A couple things I need to talk about before I get into the rest of my spiel. Got the live stream series coming up, and I did one last Monday. It was a disaster, but it was a beautiful disaster. We're moving it to Tuesday, so the live stream Talks with Dave will be on Tuesday. And this Tuesday, we're going to be talking about NFTs. We're going to be doing some illustrations. We're going to be doing all kinds of cool stuff. So, hop on the live next Tuesday. That will be at 5 p.m. Central. Also, hope you guys are enjoying the shorts. It seems like you are, although you guys didn't really take to the Last Dragon ones. They did on TikTok, though. You let the TikTokers beat you guys. Come on, YouTube. Come on. Anyway, let me get out of here. But if you want to get a hold of me, you can always hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at DKG72. I got a Facebook fan page and a TikTok. That's David Gordon 72. And if you really like what's going on with the channel, go ahead and head over to Patreon. It's Patreon DKG72 Comics, or hit one of the affiliated links in the description below. Those purchases I get a little kickback from, obviously, and that helps the channel in the long run. So definitely looking for that from you guys if you can help out like that. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really had a lot of fun doing this video. Can't wait to do another one. I think this is kind of a cool series, this little breakdown series, and we'll go from there. It's your boy DKG72. I holla. Peace.